Welcome to this episode of the Bielik method, where today I'm going to be taking this parent function of the y equals the absolute value of x, and we're going to be transforming it, meaning we're going to shift it left, right, up, down, flip it upside down. There are tons of transformations that you can do with all types of equations, and there are rules that go along with them. Okay, so when I give you something like y equals the absolute value of x, nothing has changed. Except for now in this function, I'm going to add 4 after we take the absolute value of x. Okay, now what will that do to my graph? It's going to take that v, which right now is going right to the origin with our low point, and it is going to shift it. So our line of symmetry is right down the center. Okay, our low point of the v is right in the origin, 0, 0. And now that we add 4, we're going to shift in one of the 4 directions, up, left, right, or down, okay? And that's for us to find out in this video where that would move to. So I'm going to right now give you the equation that we will use when dealing with an absolute value bar in our function. And it's going to look kind of crazy at first. It's going to look like a lot to deal with, and it is, but you just really have to know what the 3 different variables given in this equation are representing. Okay, they're all different directions or what would happen to the equation. So y equals, we're going to have a times the absolute value of x minus h plus k. Again, it looks like a lot. Okay, don't be scared. We can do this. We just need to know what these 3 variables, the new ones, a, negative h, and positive k, are representing. Because if I remove the a, the negative h, and the positive k, we're really just looking at that parent function, which we need to know will come out as a v. So let's look at each one of these. I'm going to draw a line off of each one, I should say. And I'm going to list out what they can do to your image. Okay, these are all things that are going to change or transform it in some way. So if you look at this a, okay, you are multiplying a value times the absolute value of whatever we're going to be given. Okay, when you multiply that value, depending on what the value is, this can flip the v, so it would be upside down, kind of like a mountain. Okay, or it can make it narrow or wide. So it's either going to make that V very, very wide or skinny, nice and narrow. Okay, I'll do that with my hands so you guys can see. Narrow or very wide, okay? As opposed to our very parent function, which is just a typical good-looking V that's rising 1, running 1, okay? We'll get more into what would happen with different values here with A. We're not going to be talking about that today because, as you can see, in the one that we are going to be talking about today, I'm adding 4 at the end. Now, if I'm adding 4 at the end, that does not have anything to do with this A. Which one of these would it have something to do with? The A, the negative H, or the K? Plus 4 at the end would be the same as saying plus K at the end. That's the one we really want to focus on, okay? So I will tell you that inside of the absolute value bars, something that would be in the bars, would be in the interior. That's going to tell you left or right movement. So we know, because we're not dealing with an A that's on the at the beginning that's being multiplied by the absolute value. We're not dealing with anything inside right now. Inside our absolute value bars, we literally just have that variable of x. So we're not going to go left or right. We're not moving that direction. We are, however, going to add 4 at the end, which is like adding k at the end to this function, and that is going to tell us up or down movements. We now know that we are going to be taking that v, and we're either going to be shifting it up 4 or we're going to be shifting it down 4. Okay, now most of us, if not all of us, when we hear positive, if I said, hey, can you connect the number or the word positive to a direction, up or down, what would most of us just naturally say? If I say positive, we're going to say we're moving up, okay? Positive and up are connected. So if you are rising 4, which is exactly what we're doing, plus 4, we want to take just this parent function and shift it up 4 spaces. So instead of it being here in the origin, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is where we're at. Here, we only want to go up 4. So we go up 4 spaces, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is now our low point from our parent function. It's like we took this and we're just shifting it upward. Okay, so from there I'm going to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1, back 1, up 1, back 1, up 1, back 1. And we would create that same V that we did on our parent function, but now it has shifted up 4 spaces due to the fact that we added 4 outside of the bars. Now, quick little quiz for you. What if I were to subtract 2? Okay, my minus 2 is on the outside of the bars. So now all I have to do is I have to say to myself, this is still dealing with a K. It's outside of my bars. So it means I'm either going up or I'm going down from the origin. And if it says minus 2, what direction would we all have to guess it's going to go? It's going down, down, baby. That's right. All right, so I'm going to take my parent function right here, the origin at the very center, okay? And I'm going to be shifting it down 2 spaces. So I'm going to go down 1, 2 spaces, make my dot. And then I would rise 1, run 1, rise 1, run 1 from there. Up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. Okay? Up 1, back 1, up 1, back 1, up 1, back 1. Same idea. I'm going to have a V that extends forever and ever. Okay? But I'm going to be shifted down 2. Down because it's negative. 2 is the value that I'm taking away from my absolute value of x. Therefore, it only moves down 2 spaces. This is at negative 2. Okay, hopefully that makes sense when dealing with plus or minus k after an absolute value bar. Taking your parent function, shifting it left or right, that will have to do with the inside. Outside means up or down. And remember, a multiplying by something that is an a is going to flip it, or it's going to make it skinny or wide. Okay, we'll get into the A's and the H's at different videos, but for right now, hopefully you understand that if we add or subtract after the absolute value bar, we're moving that thing up or down, just like a roller coaster. We're going to rise or we're going to fall. Hope you all understand this and you do well on your upcoming test. Good luck.